Hey guys, what's going on? Flawless Crested Geckos here. Will, Audra,
Hi.
coming to you guys with another video this week, and we got another one for the Diamond series. It continues, guys. We're really enjoying this series, and here it is. We're dead smack in the middle of the holiday season. Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful Christmas. We have. And we are rocking and rolling right into the new year.
Man, it's crazy. Like, it just seems like this year just
Flew by.
Yep. And it's it's what, the 26th today, so it's the day after Christmas. And the next time we'll be coming to you guys will be
the
New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, New Year's Eve. That's right. That's right. We lose track of time. You say it's flying by, everything flies by.
It's flying by.
Getting up early today and or feeding, the days fly by, the weeks fly by, the months fly by. It feels like, man, it's that time already. It's crazy.
Before you know it, it'll be, you know what, I'm not even going to say
that. Yeah, exactly. Because guess what's coming up, guys? Hopefully we will see you guys at the Southeast Reptile Expo. Because that's coming up rapidly fast. That's in 51 days. I just saw a post today. Yeah, in 51 days we will be in Georgia. Hopefully you guys will stop by the booth and say hello. And have some fun and pick up some cool geckos, or let's talk geckos, or hang out, take pictures. But we're going to jump right into this Diamond series, and this week we're going to talk about one of our highlight projects, and an amazing mom, Taliban, who we were lucky enough to get from Altitude Exotics.
She comes from the blow line.
That's right. We talked about that when we did the Palm Street Live with Brian, him having the blow line that she's still producing, and Blow is absolutely amazing and producing legends like Taliban. She will never go anywhere. So,
and what's so crazy is, like, if you guys have watched us for a little while, you know that I'm like a color theory nerd. And one of those things is,
and I'm colorblind.
He is. It's hard for him sometimes, but it's fun with Blow, or with Taliban, because Taliban is a yellow. She has portions on her that are super high white, and when you talk about putting that bright yellow that doesn't have that like brown cream, to it, the yellow and cream, like white with a little bit of yellow in it is cream, you know. So when you talk about that and you putting it with a dark contrast, like deep base dark contrast, high white, like Yoshi, you know, which is one of our mainstay pairings. Taliban and Yoshi were they just made some absolute incredible animals. You're gonna get a paper white, and typically you're gonna get that thick paper white. So a lot of people are scared of those yellows, but if you look at, I like to, I think about Noah Bounds with Oklahoma and Meredith. She's not a big fan of yellows, but Noah is. He loves yellows. And if you'll look at some of his yellows, like, I pay attention to those because I like yellow. And some of his yellows have such a nice, like, it's very clear, the contrast of the white with the yellow. And that's how he creates such beautiful yellows. Like, it's gorgeous.
And then also with Taliban, you kind of take a venture off and look at the pattern. It's always been this huge debate, especially when it comes to like Dalmatians and Super Dals, like what makes a Super Dal a Super versus a Dalmatian. Same thing kind of goes for Harlequins.
Harlequins with extremes.
So Harlequins and extreme Harlequins. I don't really think it's that, big of a deal. Either project, whether Harlequin or Dalmatians, it's just like, go after what you want.
Absolutely.
They're obviously still containing, the gene and the expression of the gene. Some people love to see that base color underneath. Some people like to see less base color. But for us, when we look at Taliban, for example, she is a perfect example of, if you're sitting back and not knowing, what makes an extreme and what makes a Harlequin, and, certain examples of these geckos you'll see, and it's like, okay, well, that's no question. Now that answers my question, even though I don't have a verbalized answer, that answers my question on what makes extreme.
So a lot of times when we look at our extremes, it may be that you see a lot of color variation, meaning you may have a dark contrast extreme, or you can see that dark base, or maybe you have a red base animal, or, something like that. But what that extreme looks like, again, it's hard to put into words, but when I think about it, I think about high coverage.
Right.
I think about almost totally engulfed, but then if you look at it, there's layers to it. So there's layers to high coverage, meaning you may have high coverage, but inside of that, you also see the patterning on the sides as well.
Right, and different gecko lineage can prove out differently for you. Some
Absolutely.
of them hatch out and you're like, okay, yeah, that's cool, that's all right. And then, a year down the road, it's absolutely transformed.
Yes.
And some stuff comes right out of the egg and you're like, that's already a stunner. And, it just continues to blow up more and more coverage as it continues to shed.
There's been like a few of them that when I looked at the hatchling coming out, I was like, oh yeah, that's going to be nice. And then it got up to size, and it's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I thought it would progress to.
Absolutely.
So you have to use lineage in those
lineage and just use your best judgment. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Without further ado, let's jump into Taliban's offspring. Are you guys needing some assistance with your crested gecko breeding programs? Well, check out our Patreon. We've been running it here now for pretty much close to 2 years. Everyone's been extremely excited. We keep adding new perks every time you guys turn around. We give away Xanthics, we give away high whites, we give away lily whites. We actually upgraded this year to we're giving away over 12 geckos every single year. That averages out to at least a gecko a month, and we've been doing over that. So you are not going to want to miss becoming a part of the Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon family. There's 2 tiers. There's a $50 tier and there's a $100 tier. You get all your funds back in the form of Flawless Crested Gecko savings account. You can take advantage of having 5% additional off by being a Patreon member, as well as having year-round free shipping. You guys are not going to want to miss this, so go head over to patreon.com/Flawless Crested Geckos. So there it is. So the way we do things, obviously, if you're seeing this, is absolutely phenomenal. But we actually don't sex all of our holdbacks. We actually don't sex them at all at this point.
Nope.
We kind of look at them and see if it's the project, if it's the gecko that we're looking to produce, and male or female, we hold it back.
Exactly.
So this little one was a holdback regardless, whether it was a male or female, and then we'll grow it out, and whatever it is, and it will apply to our project because we already have such an extensive high white project. This also will go well in the tricolor project. It's just literally stunning.
I'm really excited about our tricolors. We've been so focused on our high whites and our high white reds that sometimes we don't give our tricolor project its due. And this one will be awesome. This one will definitely, because if you look at some of our, even past like Taliban, if you look at some of our like World Star productions, she's got a great tricolor project that we could put her into. And like, so if this guy ends up being, a boy, who knows? We might have some Taliban World Star babies.
Right.
Just mixing it up, having some diversity in your bloodlines and creating stuff that
we enjoy.
Yeah.
That we want to see, that we want to progress.
Absolutely.
So.
It's beautiful. Look at the coverage on the sidewalls already. It's definitely paper white, as you can see. And then that golden head, it's almost like somebody splashed it with a little bit of watercolor at the top. And then, of course, the deep dark contrast pattern is absolutely fabulous.
So hopefully you enjoyed that little one. Again, it's from our Taliban project. That is a whole bag. We are going to continue to grow it out. It's not going to be for the 2025 season, obviously. But again, everything we do is we're trying to progress forward and move forward with our projects on things that we enjoy to look at, play with, and have here in our facility. with that project, we do have some that we make available here and there. So keep your eyes out for some of our high whites that we make available. We have several different males and females that are phenomenal levels of high white expression. And we're always keeping our eyes peeled to kind of add new blood, new lineage to what we have here. We track all our lineage, and we hope that, you know, we have things that we can offer you guys that can move your projects forward. But a lot of people are not able or have the infrastructure in place to kind of hold back everything. And we understand that. But again, it's just the method that we kind of facilitated here. Almost from the beginning, we ran into a lot of hiccups as well when we didn't have the vault, when we didn't have the facility. And some of those hiccups were letting geckos go at an earlier stage.
Oh, we did.
Before we really needed to, but we had to, because at that time, you know, the infrastructure was not there, and you had one or two things that you pretty much had to do. So we decided on the vault and building that out and going along that journey. So that was very, very fun. And I don't know, maybe in the next couple years we'll be building a bigger vault.
Fingers crossed.
Yes,
God willing.
So the expansion, you know, is yet to be announced, but we will let you guys know and take you guys along the way for the ride.
I mean, you'd stick around with us for the next, 5 years.
Yes.
We got a 5-year plan.
Absolutely. And it involves some heavy duty, huge expansions.
And some sweat equity.
Oh, definitely.
But we're going to have some sheetrock lifts. That's for dang sure.
Hey, we got bigger boys now, too. So, you know.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we're going to put them
They're a lot more, it's so funny to see them progress like our geckos do, because.
She plays them, though. Because I'm like, hey, go do X, Y. She's like, they're going to do that? Oh, okay. She kind of thinks of them as still being our little boys and always want to help. And I'm like, nope, you're going to suffer with that all on your own. Go do it.
Yeah, it's funny because we did a massive move around, the other weekend,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. We had a massive move around. And honey, let me tell you, those kids, those boys, they're turning into little men. Yep. They helped me so much.
Yep. So, anyway, it's Will, Audra, Flawless Crested Geckos, and we are out.
Bye.